All right, we are on the record of the People State of Michigan versus Randy Sue Strong, file 20-1169 SM and 119-1361 SM. Counsel, identify yourselves for the record.
Sarah Bauman on behalf of the people.
Daniel Duke on behalf of Randy Strong.
All right, today's time and date. I think Ms. Strong was incarcerated, sent a note to me, and we scheduled this. She tried to do a plea by mail, but I think it's a lot easier if we do these online. So, Mr. Duke, your client looks like has not been arraigned, so I just need to read the charges real quick. If I may. All right. Mrs. Strong, good morning.
Good morning.
There's a charge here. There's two of them. One, you owe $140. We'll talk about that in a little bit because I see you're incarcerated. Do you happen to know what your out date is? There's no sense for us setting this for collections until after you're out.
September 10th.
September 5th?
10th.
September 10th. September 10th. All right. So let me see what I have staff-wise with me this morning. Teresa, if you, well, it looks like Alyssa may be on. All right. So Alyssa, could we put on file 19-1361, review the case in November? That'll give Ms. Strong an opportunity. There's $140 that's owed there. I think it's at a bare minimum. I can't waive any more of that. And what happens is if you don't make payments, then it just keeps adding interest, like 20% interest. Then there ends up being a bench warrant fee, which is $100. And when you owe $140 and I add $100 for a bench warrant fee, that's almost doubling it. So we're going to set it so any payments, even small, keeps that from happening. So that's true not just here, but any county you're in trouble with. If you even make little tiny payments, the computer system just looks to see if you're making payments. So as long as you're making regular, even little tiny payments, it keeps the beast from adding in additional 20% and bench warrant fees and everything else. So I'm going to set that for review after November 10th. That gives Ms. Strong, provided these are the only counties she's in, it gives her 2 months afterwards to try to set up a payment. Okay, so I'm going to lift the bench warrant on that because I suspect that probably would block you from any programs that you would want to be involved in. So we'll lift the bench warrant on the other case. Now the new one, the one I think you wrote to the court about, is this. Can you tell me when it pops up on your computer screen? It should be there right about now.
Yep.
Okay, you may not be able to read it, but I just want to show you where I'm getting the information. So in this case, ma'am, you're charged with retail fraud second degree. The reason why you're charged with this crime is that the prosecutor's office believes on or about September 22nd of 2020 that you went to Walmart, which is located at 910 Joe Mann Boulevard in the city and county of Midland, and that while Walmart was open to the public, you stole some property that was offered for sale at less than $200. Typically, that's a 93-day misdemeanor called retail fraud third, but when you're convicted of one similar before, like you have been, on December 17th, 2019, you were convicted of attempted retail fraud third, then that enhances it and makes it a misdemeanor punishable by up to a year in jail and or $2,000 in fines or 3 times the value of the property, which if it's stolen, obtained, or attempted to be obtained, whichever is greater. Do you understand the charge and the maximum penalty that I've just read?
Yes, sir.
All right. So at this moment, Mr. Duke, until we talk about the offer, how do you advise your client to plead?
Not guilty, Your Honor.
Not guilty plea will be entered in the records of the court. Ms. Bauman, good morning.
Morning.
Is there an offer in the file for Mr. Duke and his client to consider?
Yeah, currently the offer is to plea to a retail fraud third with full restitution of $11.88.
$11.88. Okay, so Mr. Duke, do you have advice for your client as to how she should plead to that, or do you need more time?
We discussed it, and Randy was willing to accept the offer and move forward, hopefully, to sentencing today.
Okay, Ms. Bauman, obviously it's a victim rights crime. The victim has a right to be here, but I haven't known Walmart to send any individuals here as long as we order the restitution. Is there any objection to me going from plea right to sentencing?
No, that is fine, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, Ms. Strong, your attorney is recommending that you accept the offer. Are you planning on following his advice?
Yes, sir.
Could you please raise your right hand where I can see it? Do you solemnly swear or affirm testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
All right, you can put your hand down now. Has anyone promised you anything more than what we've talked about on the record to get you to plead this charge or threaten you in any way that's getting you to plead this charge when you really do not want to?
No, Your Honor.
Are you right now under the influence of any medicine, drugs, or alcohol that's confusing you at this time?
No, Your Honor.
If you enter this plea, you'll be waiving some rights. Those rights are the right to a trial by jury, or if you, your lawyer, and the prosecutor agreed, a trial by judge. You'll be waiving the right to remain silent, not have your silence used against you, the right to be presumed innocent until proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt, and the right to confront your accusers, call witnesses, and testify. You'll also be waiving the right to represent yourself or hire your own attorney. Do you understand each of these rights?
Yes, sir.
Do you waive these rights in order to enter this plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
How then do you plead to an added count 2 of retail fraud, 3rd degree? Do you plead guilty, not guilty, or stand mute?
Guilty.
On or about September 22nd of last year, did you go to the Walmart store located here in Midland County?
Yes, sir.
Reading from the affidavit, it looks like you were switching some price tags so that you would pay less than what the amount of the property was. Is that true?
Yes, sir.
And the attempt was to get product cheaper and therefore stealing basically the value of the product from what you paid versus what it should cost. Is that true?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, Mr. Duke, have I complied with the court rule and had an adequate factual basis?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you agree, Ms. Baumann?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, I find that the plea has been made knowingly, understandingly, voluntarily, and accurately. Will enter in the records of the court as retail fraud, 3rd degree. Count 1, retail fraud, 2nd degree, will be dismissed. All right, Mr. Duke, allocution on behalf of your client.
Thank you, Your Honor. I would just ask you impose the jail sentence in this particular matter with the minimum fines and costs and the restitution as put on the record. I don't believe Randy's in a position to really pay much in the way of fines and costs, and it's just going to be another revolving door. But I think it's an opportunity for her to get this taken care of, and I believe that's what she wants to have happen.
Okay. Ms. Baumann, you said $11.88 is the restitution amount.
That is correct.
Anything else from the people before I ask Ms. Strong regarding for her to make a statement?
Your Honor, we're fine with fines and costs. We're hoping that Ms. Strong takes this serious and that she has multiple retail frauds under her belt now and that she learns from her mistakes.
All right. Thank you. Ms. Strong, anything you wish to say in your own behalf?
I'm definitely taking it seriously now. I have to sit here and think about it, and I'm done. Time to grow up.
Yeah, there's something that is misfiring here. I mean, you're old enough to know better. Still a young person, but old enough to know better. But it looks like they got you pretty well. Wow, are you in Gladwin County?
Yes, sir.
And you're certain about the September 10th date?
September 10th. That my out date right now is September 10th. Yes.
Okay. So here's what I'm going to sentence you to. I'm going to sentence you to $11.88 for restitution, $75 crime victim rights fee, a $50 state assessment fee. I'm going to sentence you to 82 days in jail with no days credit, but you will run concurrent with Gladwin County. So do the math with me. We're on the 10th of June, so 20 days is left in June, 31 days is left in July, 31 days left in August. So my sentence should end on August 31st. That should not disrupt anything you've got going on in Gladwin. We should be 10 days short. So if for some reason that they want to release you to any treatment program, I'm okay with that. So I don't know what circumstances you have. I don't want to get in a way with them, but I also want to send a message to people who would take a look at your sentence and go, wow, someone had to do 82 days in jail. Well, you're doing that days already in Gladwin, but we want to make sure the people in our community know that we're taking care of things, but also please let me know if this ends up being a block for you getting into any treatment. I don't know if you need treatment or not, or I don't know if you're just stealing because you were low on money or it was a high, or if you're feeding a drug problem. Those are usually the main things. Someone's got a gambling problem. Someone's got some wiring that's loose because it's just a thrill, or someone's got a drug problem. Those are usually the main three reasons because most people's parents tell them stealing's bad. So they know that already. So they're or they have some mental illness they're working with. So I don't know which one it is. I'm not going to psychoanalyze you. We already got your sentence set in place. You have 21 days to appeal the sentence, 14 days to request a court-appointed attorney to appeal the sentence. But make sure when you get out to make your payment or payment plan, because those are the bare minimum. Both cases are the lowest that I can go fines and cost wise, and you'll just keep going up from there if there's no payments. You understand?
Okay. Yes, sir.
All right. Anything further, Ms. Baumann?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Duke?
No, Your Honor.
All right. We're all set. Thank you. Give thanks to the Gladwin deputies for me, please.
I will. Thank you.
Thank you.